Young Lady Little not set in stone to send Diddy to jail for life, since she can't quit dropping truth bombs about Diddy to exacerbate things. It has just been 2 or 3 weeks since she uncovered Diddy for purportedly misleading his female artists and reinforcement vocalists. And she is presently dropping proof about how Diddy supposedly extorted Biggie Smalls into surrendering his Lords You All skill. There have been reports for quite a long time that Big Deal Smalls and Diddy were not embracing a positive outlook at the hour of Big Deal's passing grade. Kim is affirming that Diddy supposedly set Biggie up to do a few genuinely horrendous and obscure things just for Diddy to pivot and shake down Big Deal. With the proof that he had been subtly assembling on him, kid, this is a new low in any event for Diddy. So what soil did Diddy have on Big Deal? And did he truly plan to unalive Big Deal? We should stall down Oak. So you all should add coercion to the extremely extensive rundown of things that Diddy has been blamed for on the grounds that Lil Kim just talked about Diddy's relationship with Biggie Smalls and Young Lady. It is more terrible than whatever that we might have at any point envisioned now. We realize that Lil Kim believes Diddy to be one of her greatest operations in the business, and she has never kept down on the amount she could do without him. She even guaranteed that she could never pardon Diddy, and that they could never at any point be on great conditions. Is there ever a possibility accommodating no next question? Never be a lesser mafia collection. Never, never Oak, never Oak. Are you certain now, Oak? Never what might be said about pariah of the business. Both of you truly come to harmony. As of now, I would agree that never Oak as of now. I would agree never. You realize just God coordinates my life. So I can't say in the event that I could at any point address him when away if a future, yet as of now, no never. I have not seen a solitary change in him. You realize I've seen a lot of talk and a lot of logical inconsistency, so a long time back new data became exposed when a voice recording by Kim released online where she was blaming Diddy for being self-centered and traitorous, adding that he frequently got things done to individuals who were under him. And he figured out how to pull off it in light of his associations and cash. By the day's end, like Puffy will be Puffy, he won't ever. He will, everything revolves around what he can do, what he can get from individuals. That is Puffy. Is everything revolves around himself a ton of times at the time we were considering what in heaven's name she was discussing, yet she just emerged to discuss Diddy's relationship with the famous Huge, also known as Biggie Smalls, guaranteeing that Diddy purportedly extorted Biggie all through his existence, with some insane data that would have demolished Big Deal's life on the off chance that Diddy had spilled it. In the event that you're asking why Diddy would shake down his award wrapper, well, everything came down to cash and self-image. See, as per various sources at the time, Biggie had understood that Diddy was purportedly ransacking him blind and had given him an awful arrangement. He understood that he could show improvement over the thing Diddy was giving him, and he decided to leave yet as per Gan bargain. In addition to the fact that Biggie wanted to leave, he was taking Lil Kim, Cameron Jr. Mafia, Charlie Baltimore, and a couple different craftsmen with him. Since he had gotten it for a large number of dollars, he said, yet I'm going to get this cash. So he showed me. I expressed, you going to get that cash? He said, definitely take a gander at this. It had Charlie Baltimore Cameron, Minimal Seeds, Little Kim, a Junior Mafia Tracy. I don't know, Tracy Murray, Tracy Lee, and the commission. And I think the agreement was for such countless years, for like 62 million it emerges, to like $62 million. Well, Diddy couldn't allow that to happen on the grounds that that would destroy him and his mark. So he chose to extort Biggie into smudged, taking steps to demolish his profession by releasing his mysterious. So what mysteries are we referring to precisely? Well, as per Lil Kim, did he purportedly urge Big Deal Smalls to put his hands on her, and afterward turned around to extort Biggie with that data? Oh, we should move this up. Once upon a time, Lil Kim and Big Deal used to have an unsanctioned romance, despite the fact that he was hitched to Confidence Evans at the time. Now you imagine that with Biggie keeping Lil Kim as a side piece and discussing how he really focused on her, he would treat her well, right well. No, the relationship was poisonous on so many levels that I couldn't start to get into. And the insane part is that Lil Kim wasn't even the humdinger about the relationship, since she realized that it was harmful. Yet she adored him a lot to leave she got pregnant with Big Deal's child, yet she decided to dispose of it, since she realized that she was unable to get a child into that wreck. A new meeting, she made sense of why she pursued that choice. I definitely knew the sort of relationship that Biggie and I had. And I knew that having a kid was something that couldn't occur that way. Wasn't muddled enough. Big Deal was additionally going behind Kim and Confidence's back with different ladies. Kim was really envious of that, and she attempted to battle his opposite side pieces, which prompted Big Deal putting his hands on Kim. When she got too desirous, Big Deal's job supervisor likewise uncovered how Big Deal would frequently put his hands on Kim. On one event, Kim had gotten envious on the grounds that Big Deal had welcomed a portion of his opposite side parts of the studio, and she began battling them. Biggie wasn't satisfied with this, and as per the director, when enormous came it deteriorated. He was gagging Kim in the studio lift. That was whenever I first, in a real sense, saw him battling Drock, was in the lift with them, attempting to split it up. I used to tell her, come on, you need to let this go. In some cases, a man can kill your confidence. And when he blew up with her, he would do that. Ultimately, Confidence Evans learned about the undertaking, and she was enraged in light of the fact that she could hardly imagine how Big Deal and Kim would deceive her like that. Yet I knew nothing about them for this is presumably basically 18 months after you realize we were together. So I knew nothing about them. I didn't actually believe anything about them to be very legitimate yet, despite the fact that she didn't think that there was an issue continuing directly in front of her. She saw that Biggie was in many cases hot and cold when it came to Kim, and some of the time he got staggeringly savage that even Confidence found it strange. In her diary, she discussed how Big Deal was frequently brutal to Kim, and he would holler at her and take steps to kill her vocation by removing her from Junior Mafia. She said, I once heard him shouting at her at his mom's home, in spite of the fact that I had no clue about why you assume you exceptional. He shouted, I'll go get Inga right now. While Kim cried large, continued to shout at her, we don't require you for this gathering. Angle would be glad to be down. You ain't extraordinary. He said, I will supplant you with the snappiness. Remember that for the people who don't have any idea what Inga's identity is, it's saucy, earthy colored. What makes what is going on particularly untidy is that Charming Brown and Lil Kim were in an exceptionally wild rivalry at that point. So Biggie tossed this in Lil Kim's face, was screwed up on such countless levels, yet Confidence